I think you are misunderstanding the argument. This is not an argument of the absence of evidence. Yeah, is a proof of its absence or anything like this. You know how it goes. I'm saying you have within your New Testament a particular author saying during the time of crucifixion of Christ that the graves of the saints were opening up. They appeared from their tomb and they walked towards the city and they appeared to multiple of people. I am saying that this event is an extraordinary event in which people were talking about it to their friends and families and children and everywhere. Everyone will be talking about it. Imagine now you witness this event and it's your grandfather. You will be talking about it to your children and your whole family. You will be, if you are a historian, you'll be writing about it. Why is it that no one, no Jewish historian, no Roman historian, no pagan historian, no Christian historian or gospel writer recorded this event? Only Matthew. And I gave you, please listen, I gave you a scenario by saying, let me repeat that again so that you visualize it. You see this park, how it's busy with people, right? Not everyone is illiterate here. Not everyone is incapable of recording this event if an event were to happen. If a dinosaur came up from the ground, a living dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's a huge, right? A huge creature, and started walking around, running around, for half an hour. And in that process, it may be, stampeding a lot of people, whatever, right? And it went that way at the end. Naturally, we would expect a lot of people to record this event, talk about this event, transmit this information about this event. If we find you are the only person who writes about it in the press called Christian Believer Press, the newspaper, and no one else writes about it, talks about it, people in general will dismiss your account. Do you know why they will dismiss it? Because event of this magnitude is expected to be recorded, transmitted by a lot of people. So when Matthew is the only one recording such an event of multiple resurrection, not one person rising from the dead as you believe in Christ, multiple people coming out of their graves alive, walking, and then appearing to many people. No historian mentions this. Jewish, Christian, pagan, even other gospel writers. So please, would you like to tell me why no one else mentions this?
I've explained why the other gospel writers didn't write it.
Why?
Because we know that they travelled with the Apostle Paul. Mark and Luke travelled with the Apostle Paul, missionary journeys to other places.
So they are not aware of this event?
It's written in Acts, the book of Acts, that Mark and Luke accompanied Paul on his missionary journeys. So they weren't in Jerusalem all the time.
Not a simple question. Are you saying during the time of their compilation of their book, the gospel,
yes,
they were not aware of this event taking place?
They didn't record, they may not have been there for reasons I've just explained.
I didn't say they were being or they're not. Luke was an eyewitness. He's getting information from people. Yeah? So were these authors informed about this event?
Mark and Luke, Matthew was in Jerusalem because the Jewish gospel recorded an event that happened in Jerusalem. I just explained the reason why it wasn't recorded in the other gospels is a probability that the other apostles, were not there.
You see, you're missing the point.
And that they were
I'm not saying they're physically there, because they're getting information from people, second-hand, third-hand sources. Like Luke doesn't have anything as a primary witness. He's getting from people who has perhaps seen or heard. He himself hasn't observed anything. He hasn't seen anything. So have the other gospel writers been informed about this event? So basically the evidence is they haven't been informed. While such an event should have been recorded, why are the Greek historians like Josephus, Jewish historians, Josephus was a Jew, right? Why were they silent about this? Which is more fantastic and miraculous? The resurrection of one individual, or resurrection of various individuals from a time
The
past.
difference is that they died. The ones that came
No,
up
which is
after
more
them.
miraculous?
Jesus is alive, and he stays
Please,
alive.
please, please.
He stays alive.
Which is more miraculous? Someone being supposedly dead for about 3 days and 3 nights, supposedly, questionable, or someone who was already dead and graves opening up and they were dead for God knows how long, and they then appeared to various people. Which is more miraculous?
Jesus died and rose again, and he is alive. The ones that appeared to the many in Jerusalem appeared for a time, and then they eventually died.
I didn't ask you about this one.
Okay.
The question I'm asking is,
saying which is
someone who is supposedly dead for 3 days and 3 nights, compared to someone who's been dead for decades maybe. Their bodies coming up. Who knows whether the bodies have only skeletal or flesh within the skeleton?
We don't know how long they've been
We
dead.
don't know, like zombies or not, right? They're appearing to various people. Imagine people who saw their grandfather, their grandmother, their father, their mother, their neighbor coming up and appearing to many, and then they're going back to death again, whatever. Which is more miraculous? If you are a sincere person, which you are, you would have to admit the miraculous aspect is the resurrection of those zombies, these dead saints.
Because they die again.
It's not about they're dying again, but the actual event. Okay. What is more miraculous? A Tyrannosaurus Rex coming up from the ground or a mouse?
Okay, all right.
Which is more miraculous?
I'll give you the first one. Okay.
A dinosaur. Yeah? So what is more miraculous? Someone that has been just put into the ground and someone who's been dead for years. Do you know there are many cases, we know, people thought they're actually dead and they buried them, and then eventually like, oh, I'm not dead yet, they come up, right? There are many examples, because they were not actually dead, they're maybe in a state of a coma or whatever. Which is miraculous. Someone who's been dead for decades, rotten flesh perhaps, and someone who's supposedly dead for 3 days and 3 nights.
The miraculous thing part about Jesus dying and rising from the dead is that it was prophesied 600 years before he would.
You're
he
not
would
engaging
die,
with
and
the
then he would
gravity
rise.
of the comparison. You're saying it's prophesied. It's not about prophecy. Which is more miraculous event? If you saw yourself this event, you would say, oh, it's just dead zombies, from, 20 years ago. Yeah, you would be just dismissing like that, would you?
We don't know how long they've been dead.
You know what? It's like this. It's like this. Okay, let me give you the whole scenario exactly like for like. So graves are opening up in Hyde Park, here in this park, and dead bodies coming up. Dead bodies coming up from this ground, and they walk around, and they're just going to people, who are you? Because they think, oh, what is this? Maybe they're dead for 500 years. What is this? Excuse me, listen. Imagine now they're speaking, and they're wondering, what's that noise coming so loud? They have no concept of a loudspeaker. These people who are appearing to many, these dead people, you and I will go home and we would not even talk about it. We would not open up our social media and say, you know what I witnessed today? You would not put that in your Twitter, in your Instagram, in your Facebook, nothing. You would just simply say, did anything happen to the Speaker's Corner? Nah, nothing. Nothing special. Do you really think this is how people will behave? My friend, is this how you will behave?
I'm saying there wasn't a lot of stuff written down at that time, okay?
Sorry, would you behave like that? You'll go home and you would not even talk to your family. You'd say, nothing happened in Speaker's Corner today. Or would you tell your family and friends and you start, phoning up everyone, you know what, something special happened in Speaker's Corner. People were dead. Skeleton came up on the ground and they started walking. I mean, I thought, is it a magic or not? But actually then we realized they're really dead people. You would not stop from talking for a while.
Maybe it was written down, but maybe we don't have a record of it.
No, please. Don't say it was written down. We haven't got any information. Nothing. This is why honest historians will admit Matthew is just exaggerating here. This is a genre of writing autobiography of people, and Matthew is simply exaggerating of the events. It's not a historical event. We can accept that these people are writing an embellishment, is provided for that story. Make it look nice, but not his. Just like John, do you not agree? The Gospel of John, whoever the John is, he is writing about the historical figure, but writing things that really didn't happen. He's putting his own words in the mouth of Jesus, for example.